Hey everybody, sin³ here. Today we're going to be solving this really tricky integral, integration 0 to pi of sine cubed x times 1 plus 2 cos x times 1 plus cos x squared dx. And I know that there is a relationship between the two trigonometric functions I see. I see that we have two trig functions, sine x and cos x, and I know that if I apply u substitution, for example, and I set u equal to cos x, I know that if I take the derivative of both sides, I should get du equals minus sine x dx. And through this, I see that we get minus sine x dx, but in the problem, I have a sine cubed x dx, not just a sine x dx. So I want to make this expression in a way that I just have a sine x dx so that I could substitute that for that negative du. So how do we make this have just a sine x dx? Well, I can rewrite this integral as what I did over here. I split sine cubed x into sine x times sine squared x, and the reason I did this because I now have a sine x dx, and from over here sine x dx should be equal to minus du, because if I multiply both sides by a negative 1, I'm left with negative du equals sine x dx, and sine x dx is equal to negative du. Now I can start simplifying this. I'm just going to leave the bounds as they are for now. We do have to convert them later, but I am just not going to write any bounds for now. I know sine x dx is equal to minus du. I can take that minus out, and I know du is going to be somewhere at the end. Sine squared x, I can't really replace that with anything in terms of u just yet, because all I know is that u is equal to cos x and that du is equal to minus sine x dx. Nothing about sine squared x, so I'm going to leave that as it is for now. But I do know that the rest of the terms I can definitely put in terms of u. 1 plus 2 cos x is just 1 plus 2u. 1 plus cos x squared is 1 plus u squared, and then du, of course. But now we need to address this sine squared x. I'm going to rewrite sine squared x as 1 minus cos squared x according to our trigonometric identities. And the reason I did this is because I can now replace cos squared x with u squared. However, I do think we can simplify this a bit more because I know that 1 minus u squared is equal to 1 plus u, 1 minus u. So I'm going to rewrite this as, and from over here we need to start introducing those bounds. So I'm going to make a little note that we do have to convert these bounds. I'm going to take the lower bound, so when x is equal to 0, u has to be equal to cos of 0 using that formula right there. Cos of 0 is 1. Going to take the upper bound, which is pi. When x is equal to pi, u has to be equal to cos of pi, which is negative 1. New bounds are going to be 1 to negative 1. But I think you see the problem here. We always want the lower bound to be over here, but that is not the case, so we need to switch it up a little bit. So in order to switch this negative 1 and a 1, we need to take out a minus. So if we do take out a minus, then we have a minus times a minus that we took out, and that's just a positive. So our new integral is just going to be negative 1 to 1 because we switched those bounds, and everything inside that is going to stay the same. Finally, over here, there is no easy way to simplify this expression. We need to go brute force and simplify these terms one by one. So first, I'm going to simplify this over here. Now I'm going to simplify these two terms, and I'm going to combine like terms from this. Now I'm going to simplify this. As I said again, there's a lot of algebra in this problem. Simplifying this. And now we can finally go ahead and actually integrate this. So if we integrate it, we should get negative 1/3 u to the power of 6 minus u to the power of 5 minus 1/2 u to the power of 4 plus 4/3 u cubed plus 2u squared plus u. And finally, we can substitute those bounds in. So we just have a negative 1/3 minus 1 minus 1/2 plus 4/3 plus 2 plus 1. Now I'm going to substitute that negative 1 in. So we are left with negative 1/3 plus 1 minus 1/2 minus 4/3 plus 2 and minus 1. And I'm just going to expand this negative sign. And I can see a lot of things are actually canceling out. So this one and this one, they cancel out. -1/2 and 1/2 get canceled out. -2 and 2 get canceled out. 1 and -1 get canceled. +1/3, -1/3. All we are left with is 4/3 and 4/3. And that is going to be our final answer. 4/3 plus 4/3 is 8/3.